guys, it's me Martina back with a great video for you guys. As you can tell, I have my Christmas tree in the background. Random thought, but this was like the first time we've ever gotten our tree up on time. We had it up the day after Thanksgiving, so yay for us. I just wanted to show it off. Yeah. Anywho, of course, that is not what this video is about. This video is about tips for growing long hair. Now, as you can see, my hair is flat ironed. If you're new to my channel, I rarely ever, I only do this like twice a year. Typically, it's just in my current, my normal curly, natural afro, curly, whatever state. But just for the sake of, since the holidays were coming up, I went ahead and flat ironed. And I also wanted to do a length check. So yeah, just had to get that out the way. But if you're just now joining my channel, like if you've never seen a video before, let me go ahead and kind of tell you a little bit about my hair journey. Basically, my last relaxer was in, I think, my last relaxer was in June of 2010. And as of today is December 24th, I believe, 2013. So I have about 3.5 years worth of hair. Right now, I have trimmed it. I can't get it all in the camera, but I have trimmed it at some point. I think I trimmed it maybe like 11 months ago. But this is about 3.5 years worth of hair. I did my big chop in April of 2011. So that was kind of a big deal for me because before going natural, I had relaxed hair and it was always long and healthy. And I just wanted to kind of experience my natural texture and also try color. So that's why I went ahead and went natural, just to kind of experience my natural curl and also try hair color for the first time ever in my life. So yeah, but it was kind of a culture shock, or not a culture shock, but just a big shock because I never had short hair before. So when I big chopped, I was like, oh my God. Even though I transitioned for 10 months before big chopping, so I had some hair, but it was just so short to me. But anyway, so that's the backstory, which you're probably like, okay, if you're new to my channel, then hopefully that was helpful. And yes, I do have a crazy case of hands and hair. I've always had that, so forgive me if I just keep doing this over and over. That's just what I do. Yeah, so basically this video, like I said, will be about tips for growing your hair, because since I've been on my journey and as my hair has gotten longer and longer since being natural, people just want tips. Like, especially now that my hair has gotten this long, I have a lot of people messaging me and just asking me like, hey, how'd you get your hair that long? So essentially, I'm gonna start this off by saying that this is not me telling you what to do for your hair. I'm just telling you what works for me and sort of some of the things I've heard that have worked for other people. Of course, everyone is different. What works for me may not work for you, just as what works for the next girl may not work for me. So ultimately, it's about getting to know your hair, experimenting with different products and different methods, and just seeing what works for you, because everyone is different. So with that said, I'm gonna tell you some of the things that I have found that sort of help me, and just some of the things I do in general, and some of the things that are kind of, generally things that most people should be doing if you're trying to, retain length and grow your hair out and have healthy hair. So, yay. Number one is water. Water. You need to be drinking at least, like for me personally, I like to drink between, like the lowest amount of water I would drink is 8 glasses a day, but I like to have up to 16 to 20. So water is a big part of the hair growing process, your skin, and just keeping healthy and hydrated. Drinking water, yes. I mean, I'm not suggesting that you drink 20 glasses, but you need to at least have 8 glasses of water a day. You just do. Okay, the next thing is to also make sure your hair is moisturized. Since that's kind of the whole thing of being hydrated, you don't want to just hydrate yourself, but you also want to make sure your hair is hydrated with a good leave-in conditioner and just moisture in your hair. But I'll get to more of that later on. Number 2 is to use minimal heat. Obviously, my hair is flat iron right now, so it seems kind of hypocritical. But like I said earlier, I only do this just a couple times a year. It's not an every month or every week thing for me. Everyone is different. If you have curly hair or natural hair or whatever you have, there are people who don't want to wear their curls. They're straight-haired naturals, meaning they don't have a chemical in their hair to straighten their hair, but they prefer to flat iron it and just keep it that way. That's fine, but, well, fine for you, not fine for me, because I don't want to do that to my hair. But ultimately, I do think that it's better when you keep as much heat as possible off of your hair. So don't use a lot of heat. I found that just for me that works, and I think it also helps keep your ends a little healthier and just your hair in general, the integrity of your hair. I mean, if you're putting heat on it all the time, number one, you run the risk of getting heat damage, which means some of your curls might not return back to being curly, And if you wear your hair curly, it just doesn't look right. So yeah, but just in general, use minimal heat. And if you do use heat, do it smart. Me personally, like when I flat iron or whatever, I use heat protectant. I have this whole process of like prepping my hair, which watch this video here if you want to see how I got this flat iron look and what all I put in my hair and what tools I use. Tools are very important for using heat. Make sure you're using the proper tools with, you know, good technology. You don't want to just go out and buy the crappiest blow dryer ever or the crappiest flat iron. It can be expensive, but honestly for me it's worth it to spend a few $100s on quality tools that, you know, will, you know, help me to not get heat damage when I do use them versus just going and getting the first, you know, Conair or, you know, $20 blow dryer I can find. But that's just what works for me. But if you do use heat, just don't do it often, once or twice a year. I would say no more than 4 times a year. Personally, that's what I would just say. Number 3. Another one that I have is that you need to protect your ends, especially if you have curly hair. Now here's the thing. People always say, well, how do I get my hair to grow? Your hair is growing. I mean, I got my hair colored in what, June? No, July of 2013, so it's been 5 months. My hair is growing. Everyone's hair grows. What you need to worry about when it comes to length is retaining your hair, because what happens is your hair is gonna grow regardless. It's gonna grow. Most people have anywhere from 1/4 inch of hair all the way to a full inch, and I think the average per month is like 1/2 inch, and I think that's what I have. I'm average. I'm not a fast grower. I don't get 1 inch a month, and I'm not necessarily a slow grower. I'm an average grower, about 1/2 inch a month. So your hair is going to grow. The key to having long hair is making sure you basically can retain length. And what that means is you want to focus on the health of your ends, because if your ends are split, the hair is gonna keep splitting up. You're gonna have to cut it and really protect those ends, because it's the oldest part of your hair. It's the most beat up part, which I need to trim mine right now, honestly, and I will. But yeah, because if your ends are jacked up, I mean, that's why a lot of people, you know, say they can't retain length or they don't see their hair growing, because the hair is breaking. It's breaking off as soon as it's growing for some people. So yeah, protect those ends. You need to trim. I'm not one of those people who has like a schedule for trimming, like, oh, trim your hair every month or every 3 months. I think trim your hair as needed. Look at your ends, see what they're looking like. It may be a little harder when they're curly, which is why I trim mine when it's straight, because it's easier to do it and it's easier to see. Yeah, but just basically trim your hair as needed. I mean, you can look at your ends and see if they're thin, if they're looking beat up, if you have broken hair, split ends, then you need to trim. Otherwise, if your hair is looking fine. Now, I know some people, your hair can give the illusion of being thin because sometimes certain strands grow quicker than the others. And it can give that illusion of kind of, you know, maybe your hair might from a distance look unhealthy. But if you look at your ends and they're otherwise fine, your hair is just growing at different lengths, then I would say that's more of a personal choice. Like if you prefer a blunt cut, then you probably want to trim your ends. But if you don't mind that and they're otherwise healthy, I just say let them grow. I mean, if they're healthy, there's not a problem. Protect your ends. Another way that I protect my ends is I moisturize and I seal them every day. So what that means is I apply some type of moisturizing leave-in conditioner, and then I take an oil, whether it be extra virgin coconut oil or extra virgin olive oil, and then I seal that over the leave-in that I just put in. Basically to seal in the moisture on the ends of your hair. And especially during the winter months, it's really important you're wearing scarves. I'm the kind of natural where my hair is down every day. I don't wear my hair up really. So it's on my shoulders all the time. It's really important, especially if you wear your hair down a lot, to moisturize and seal, protect those ends. Okay, the next thing I have is just to use proper tools and products. For me, I prefer products that are curly girl friendly. Look up the curly girl method. It's essentially just using products that are, for me, mine are usually organic, but they don't have silicones, no sulfates. The only time I will use shampoo is if I'm going straight and I want to get a really sleek look. I really usually don't use shampoos unless they are sulfate free. Sometimes I will use Shea Moisture, their shampoo, their hibiscus coconut one. Otherwise, I just co-wash. That gets moisture in your hair and also cleanses the hair, refreshes it. I found that works for me. When my hair was shorter, I used to co-wash daily. So I don't do that anymore. I stopped doing that like last summer, and now I just co-wash twice a week. So yeah, use curly girl friendly products. And I'm looking at my little list here. When, like I said earlier, when using any kind of heat, flat iron, blow dryer, whatever, use quality products. Look into this, investigate, you know, research what you're buying. Don't just go out and buy the little cheapest dryer at Walmart or whatever. I would look for technology that's like the ionic, tourmaline, ceramic, those kind of things. They're better for curly hair. And also you have a lower risk of heat damage. So I would look for products like that. And I recommend the Seduce 6000i blow dryer. I recommend the Solia blow dryer. And as far as flat irons, I recommend the Seduce Revolution flat iron brand. And the next thing I have is condition. As a curly haired girl, or anyone who's trying to reach long hair, you can really not get enough of conditioner. So for me, it's really important to have a good deep conditioner, and I use Giovanni Smoothest Silk. It's an organic conditioner. You can get it at Target, some Walmarts, Whole Foods, all that jazz. And I mostly use that as my co-wash or deep conditioner. Just I use that pretty much every time that I co-wash. I co-wash with it. So it's almost like instead of just co-washing and then deep conditioning, I'm just using that as my co-wash, and it's a deep condition. So killing two birds with one stone, and I love it. Also another part of the whole conditioning thing is to get a good leave-in conditioner. I use the Giovanni Direct Leave-In, and I've tried other leave-ins, and like I said, you don't have to use it because it works for me. Just find what works for you. Find a good leave-in, whatever that may be for your hair texture and type, and stick with that. Another thing that I found that helps keep my hair healthy is doing hot oil treatments. I used to do them a lot more regularly or frequently, but honestly now I just do them maybe like once a month. Ideally, I would like to do them like once a week or something, but I think as long as you do it at least once a month or twice a month, you should be good to go. But it just, especially with my cottony hair texture, it just helps to kind of have a little shine to the curls and, you know, just keep the hair just feeling supple. So I definitely notice a difference when I do that versus when I don't do it. Oh, and for my hot oil treatments, I usually just use what I have around the house. So like extra virgin olive oil or something like that, and I just get under the hooded hair dryer for like 30 minutes. Okay, the next thing I have is just to make sure that your hair has the proper balance of moisture and protein. Now this is purely based off of, you know, on an individual basis. Everyone is different. Some people, their hair cannot take protein. Some people, their hair cannot have too much moisture. So it's up to you to basically experiment with it, find your protein and moisture balance, and just make sure that you know, whatever your hair likes, you give it. Like my hair, I feel like it likes moisture and protein. So, but I've noticed a lot of the conditioners that work better for me have some kind of protein in it, and my gel has some kind of protein in it. So maybe my hair tends to love more protein, but it also loves moisture too. So I don't know. The next thing that I have is just to be gentle with your hair, especially when it comes to styling. So for most of my natural hair journey, I actually did not use a comb. I would just finger comb my hair, finger detangle my hair. Now that my hair is getting so long, I absolutely have to have a comb in my life in addition to finger detangling. And I only use a wide tooth comb, and I only use it when my hair is soaked and full of conditioner in the shower, and I just detangle. I detangle maybe, now I'm doing it once a week. Before I was just doing it like, once I started first using the comb, I was doing it once a month. And I was just like, my hair is getting too long and thick. I need to be doing this weekly. So now I just do it weekly, and I've noticed a difference. But like I said, if you're gonna be styling, manipulating your hair, you only wanna use something that's gentle. Wide tooth comb. The only time I think a natural should be, or a curly haired girl, whatever you call yourself, should be using a like rat tail or fine tooth comb or whatever you want to call it, is if your hair is straight. It's fine. But when your hair is curly, you are basically going to be ripping your hair out. And I would say if your hair is curly like mine or whatever, natural, I would say stick to styles that are curl friendly. A lot of people will experience damage when they're trying to make their hair do something that is not naturally meant to do. So if you're trying to straighten your hair a lot, you're trying to wear styles that are more for straight hair, yes, you're trying to make your hair do something it's not naturally meant to do. That means more manipulation, more combing, more, you know, tension, all that stuff. So other than just flat ironing twice a year, I stick to styles that are curly curly styles, like anything that I can do without having to just, you know, blow my hair out or this or that. Stuff that is curl friendly equals low manipulation. And then the last thing I have is just to protect your hair at night. It's really important, especially if you have curly hair. In the beginning, I would go to sleep. I always had a satin pillowcase, so that wasn't an issue, but I would go to sleep with, before my hair was too little to put into a pineapple, and I would just wake up every morning and have to co-wash my hair because my hair would be sticking straight up like Gumby. It would be like flat like this to my head, and then everything from here and here would just be straight up in the air. So I kind of look like a little treasure troll, or like Don King's cousin or something like that. But anywho, what I'm trying to say is to protect your hair at night. Basically, if you have long hair that's long enough to pineapple, put it up in a pineapple. And if you don't know what a pineapple is, it's essentially just a ponytail that you put all your hair up in a ponytail right here at the front of your head. And the reason you do that is because when you have curly hair or lots of hair or whatever, one, you want to preserve your curls. So the best way to do that is get it out of the way. So when you're sleeping, you're not sleeping on your curls, you're sleeping like on your roots, kind of, if that makes any sense. And it also stretches your curls out and gives you more length. So if you have curly hair, you know how shrinkage is. It's best to kind of like, you know, whatever. So that's a no heat way of stretching the hair and also protecting it at night when you're sleeping. So yeah, otherwise, if you just leave it down, you could roll around and get tangles, and it's just not a good look when you wake up like that. So put it up, either put a satin bonnet on it or get a satin pillowcase. Some people actually do both. I do have a bonnet. I don't wear it anymore, but because I have the pillowcase, satin pillowcase, so yeah. And then that's pretty much it. The only other tip I would have is just to be patient. I mean, yes. Some people talk about like multivitamins, and I've tried some multivitamins throughout my journey. I've never actually stuck with anything long enough to kind of, you know, see a difference. Maybe the longest I've stuck with anything is maybe 9 months or 8 months, or, I mean, not really. And even when I was on it, I didn't really, like I tried MSM, I didn't really see a difference with my hair growth. Yeah, so any of the little vitamins I've taken over the years for hair, I don't think they really contributed to my hair growth, because I mean, my hair grew about the same amount as what it would without them. So I can't really tell you whether or not they work. I mean, a lot of people swear by them. I'd say try it if you're into that kind of thing, but I say you have a better shot of just doing several things, not just popping a vitamin and hoping that'll work. So by incorporating water, you know, by treating your hair better, that kind of thing. So just don't rely on the vitamins. You gotta do a lot of stuff. But yeah, just love your hair. It'll eventually grow. And the number one thing I can say about growing long hair, other than taking care of your hair, is to just be patient. It'll come eventually. I mean, yeah, some people it may come slower than others, or faster than others, or on par with others, but it'll come eventually. So just be patient, take care of your hair, love your hair, and wait for the time. It'll be here. So I mean, because it felt like it was gonna take forever for my hair to grow back, but I mean, it's back long, so time really does fly. So just be patient and everything will work out. So good luck. And so good luck to everyone out there who's on a long hair journey, and I'm still continuing mine. I'm probably gonna go to either tailbone length or like hip length. Right now I'm grazing waist length, so in 2014 I should hit waist length. And hopefully in 2015, I'll be at hip length or tailbone length. So yay for long hair journeys. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to check out my vlog. If you want to see my big chop video, it's going to be down in the description box below. That's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and once again, good luck on your journey. Oh, and be sure to check out my blog, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that jazz. All the links are below. So take care, guys. Bye. Thank you for watching.